Over 12 million families in the Philippines do not own the rights to their own home. That's half of all properties which are not legally owned. Without legal ownership, homeowners cannot secure a loan or hand down a property to their children.
Ako po si Manuel Colong po, 43 years, wala kang titulo, mahirap eh. Kasi lalabas nun eh, para kang informal settler na kahit anong oras, pwede kang paalisin sa lugar mo kasi gawa ng hindi pa sa'yo yun. Ano mong oras, tanggal ka. Ngayong may titulo na,
the issue of property rights is central to both economic and political development. When people don't have titles, certainly it creates lack of security. Sometimes people can get kicked off the land. Certainly they can't use it for collateral to make investments. They would have a hard time handing it down to their heirs or subdividing the parcel. So that's why we decided to go after it. It's a big issue, and we decided to try and do something about it.
Previous attempts to change the way ordinary Filipinos could own their own home achieved some success, but did not lead to the transformative impact needed and did not represent value for money. A small team of enterprising individuals, led by Jaime Faustino of the Asia Foundation, decided to tackle the issue of property rights themselves. Erwin is a lawyer by profession. His legal skills were key to the team, and he was able to develop a simple reform that legislators could easily understand. Toti is a political economist, writer and internet entrepreneur. His public influence resulted in many breakthroughs for the reform team. Jaime Faustino assembled and steered the reform team. Jaime works for the Asia Foundation, an organisation committed to improving lives across Asia.
We stayed at the level of a broad objective, which was to improve the security of property rights. We knew it was central to economic development. We didn't know specifically how. And through our partnership with USAID, we were able to test out 4 different strategies, 3 of which turned out to be dead ends.
You have to be able to deal with uncertainty. Politics or events are not predictable. So you have to be learned to be able to roll with the punches, so to speak, and evolve your strategy along the way.
The team began working on property rights in 2006. After several dead ends, and by working adaptively and being entrepreneurial, the team proposed a simple, one-page bill that would be easy to implement but have a large impact. This was very different to previous reforms, which had pushed for a complete rationalisation of the land registration system.
Entrepreneurship is considered a risky venture, and I will fundamentally disagree with that. A pre-designed, large project that thinks it does all the analysis at the front end, I would argue to you, is the riskier option. Entrepreneurship, in fact, manages risk by saying there's so much uncertainty, there's so much volatility, there's so much ambiguity and complexity, we're going to make many, many small bets. Through that, we hedge our risks and manage our risks. Once we start seeing one of the risks or one of the bets paying off, then we pursue that one.
We don't want complicated solutions because we know that we will get tied to a lot of pitch battles there. So we usually concentrate on small battles that has a big effect. I suggest to the team that maybe we just adopt an old law, but it's not really the enactment. We try to explain to legislators that it has to be expanded to include all cities, as I said, all cities and municipalities. So these are really seemingly innocuous, harmless law, but this will address a lot of problems in titling of residential land.
You have to find out who possibly could be your supporters and who could possibly be against it. And then devise a strategy in accordance with your analysis of, of who are the forces for it and who are the forces against it, and how you may outmaneuver those who are against it. The titling, which means the formula that we have. That is what we did with respect to passing the law that eventually allowed homeowners to be able to title their plots of land.
The team would need to persuade a wide range of people to support the change to get the bill passed.
Sorry, isn't that the problem of the guys from Farmville? What's the name of that company?
To do this, they draw on their networks, from extended family relations to old classmates and professional networks. The reform team was made up of local problem solvers, under the umbrella of the Asia Foundation. Having local knowledge on the ground, the team were able to navigate the complexities of the reform process and build coalitions to generate wide support for the reform, so it would pass successfully through Congress.
It may be hard for an outsider to understand all of these complexities. But of course, if they will devote time and really big effort and big time to this, it can be understood. But then again, outsiders are usually not in the circle. They are not in the inner circle of things. They don't hear the grapevines. The grapevines, they always say something.
There are formal rules that are written on paper, and then there are all these informal practices of the way things really work, right? And in many cases, it's the informal that really matters. And for outsiders, it takes them a little while to figure out how those informal rules actually work.
The team worked tirelessly on getting the land reform bill through Congress and to support its implementation once passed. In 2010, after 4 years of intensive work by the team, the land titling reform was finally passed. Ordinary Filipinos could now own the rights to the land on which they had been living and for the first time be secure in their own homes.
Talagang ang pamilya ko, sa tingin ko ay nasa stable position naman at talagang nakatira kami ngayon dito. Yung anak ko, official na barangay. After 21 years of application to the title, I have actually got it. Sa ngayon na may titulo ako, talagang inaasam ko magkakaroon din yung aking mga anak ng mga kanya-kanyang titulo. Siyempre, sa kanila ito mga pamilya ko kanila itong loting ito
Napakadali na po kumuha ng titulo na pwede pa pong ipamana po sa aming magkakapatid. Baga habang buhay po yun, basta dire-diretso lang yung tax. Kahit anong gawin mo sa bahay mo, basta may titulo ka, talagang iti-treasure mo to at magiging proud ka.
Every year, the government now produces 55,000 to 60,000 titles a year. Behind each of those titles is a family who is now enjoying secure property rights.
To ensure reforms are successful and make a difference to millions of people's lives, the way we do development needs to change. This means adapting development to local realities and discovering solutions that can make a difference.